Hi guys, so this lesson is meant to be a mini discussion and an activity uh, concerning the themes and, the introduction to the story of Lord of the Flies. So I have started here with the definition of theme. So here we have the definition of theme is a unifying or dominant idea found throughout a novel. We're talking the definition specifically in reference to literature. And so we have some examples. We have chaos and order, coming of age, death, convention and rebellion, destruction of beauty, good versus bad or evil, man versus nature, man versus self, vulnerability, etc. And so here I've set some notes for myself aside to bring up some example of literature books that these students have probably read. So Harry Potter, everyone's read Harry Potter. All of these themes at some point or another in one book or another apply to the Harry Potter series. The Hunger Games, so chaos and order, death, man versus man, destruction of beauty. Even books like children's books like Charlotte's Web have themes like coming of age and death, man or pig versus man. I intend here to ask students to throw out some books that they've read recently, and we will, as a class, determine the themes of them if we can. And this is a good transition into the essential questions, which I just wanted to bring back up to remind students what they're supposed to be looking for. So what are the qualities of a good leader, and how do novels relate to your life? Just a reminder for them to, keep those fresh in their head, because they are quite relevant to the activity that we're about to go into. Quickly, you have 30 seconds. Students will have 30 seconds to grab 3 items from their bag, desk, or pockets. I will start the timer. They will grab their items. Once they have settled down, I will break them into small groups. Once the groups are settled down, we'll move into our scenario. So our scenario here is you're traveling by plane on an extravagant field trip. Your plane crashes into a deserted island in the Pacific Ocean. You survive, but the challenge has only just begun. Your island has enough rainfall to create a small stream of water for drinking and limited wildlife for hunting, but nothing else, not even phone service. You are only able to salvage 3 items each from the wreckage. Use the scenario and your 3 items and come up with a plan for the following. So they need to come up with a plan for food, shelter, and rescue while they're trapped on this island. So I'm interested to see if the dynamic becomes the same for my students as it is in the novel, where that some of the boys in the novel are much more focused on food, and this causes a fissure in the groups in the book. And I'm interested to see if that is mirrored here. And so that moves us into our reflect section. This is like a mini warm-up for the class discussion that I would like to do later in the unit. I feel like discussion is a critical skill for developing students' critical thinking skills. So our first question here is, do you think your group survived long enough to get rescued? Essentially just asking them if they thought that they had enough materials to survive. How did your group deal with conflicting ideas? So this is bringing the leadership question back in. If one person had an idea that others disagreed with, what happened? If this were real life, would you go along with the group's final plan or go at it alone with your own plan? Why? Who do you think would be the leader and why? Referencing my EQ again. Which task did you find your group focusing on the most, and why do you think that was? So this is why I said I was most interested to discover if they, like the boys in the novels, also focused the most on food, which is the most immediate concern, rather than shelter or rescue, which are more long-term goals. Do you feel like any of the themes we listed could apply to your group? So I've sort of circled back around to my original slides here, so I've brought it back around to theme. And obviously this is the point of my unit. Theme is the goal of my unit. And so this task here could be, if class time ran short, could be also given as an exit slip. I feel like this would be a good formative assessment as well. All right, and that's it. These are my sources, including the original activity that I modified for this presentation. Thanks, guys.